A very good morning to you all and welcome to Wake Up News live on Globe Television. I am Sandra BOAHEN. Let's begin with our top stories. Coming up, the Ghana Police Service and Ghana Armed Forces are working together to ensure peace and security in Boko following a chieftaincy-related gun battle. This morning, Ghanaian journalists undergo training to strengthen their understanding of governance and anti-corruption initiatives. Rotary Club International joins forces with the Ghana Health Service to raise awareness about polio eradication. The University of Ghana has launched an innovative plastic valorization fuel facility in Osu to tackle plastic waste. Coming up later on the international front, Commonwealth leaders say time has come for discussion on slavery reparations. Details of all these stories and many more coming up shortly. Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook at Globe TV GH. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. I am Sandra BOAHEN, and we are starting our first details from the Upper East region. Now, 2 people have been killed and several others injured in renewed violence in Boko following a chieftaincy-related gun battle. The long-standing chieftaincy conflict, which had recently appeared to come escalated after the return of a rival chief to the area. Alhaji Saidu Abagiri, who had been in exile since his installation on February 2023 in Nalirigu, returned to Boko after a Kumasi High Court quashed his arrest warrant on October 17, 2024. Tensions flared upon his return, reigniting the dispute and resulting in gunfire exchanges on the night of Saturday, October 26. The incident claimed 2 lives and left numerous others injured. Meanwhile, the Ghana Police Service and Ghana Armed Forces are working together to ensure peace and security in Boko, its surrounding areas, and along the Bolgatanga-Wale Tamale Highway. To achieve this, the police say they have deployed joint forces in Boko and along the highway to manage traffic and maintain law and order. And now, away from that, to bolster media expertise in combating corruption, the Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition, in collaboration with the Ghana Integrity Initiative and Africa Center for Energy Policy, organized a workshop for journalists strengthening their understanding of Ghana's governance and anti-corruption initiatives.
The recent event in Accra brought together journalists from public and private media houses for a one-day workshop. The initiative aimed to equip the media with the knowledge and tools to combat corruption and promote transparency in Ghana's public institutions. Project Director of the Democracy Project and Fellow at CDD Ghana, Dr. John Osai Kwapong, emphasized the crucial need to address systemic corruption. By empowering journalists, the workshop sought to intensify their contribution to Ghana's anti-corruption efforts.
When folks think of education, they think of health, and then let's say they even think of the unemployment situation. It ranks much higher. Perhaps they feel the consequences more immediately than the consequences of corruption. I believe that is what explains why when you look at the ranking of the issues, corruption doesn't rise that high. Because if I'm sick and I cannot get good health care, right, the prospect of death is more immediate. But when I hear of a corruption scandal, it sometimes feels so far away that I can't feel the immediate impact, except that these issues of corruption undermine how effectively we can solve these other public problems.
With financial backing from the UK's Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, the workshop forms part of a broader project titled An Anti-Corruption Initiative for Enhancing Governance and Accountability. The Executive Director of the Ghana Integrity Initiative, Mary Ada, underscored the role that transparency and the public play in the fight against corruption.
Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition, the Ghana Integrity Initiative, and the African Center for Energy Policy, with funding support from the FCDO, Commonwealth, the Foreign Commonwealth Development Office. And its objective, or the project title, is An Anti-Corruption Initiative for Enhancing Governance and Accountability. So from the title, you know what we seek to do. One, to sensitize the media and the fraternity thereof citizens and empower you with tools to be able to produce appropriate content-driven messages that inform the citizenry about the effects of corruption.
The recent
Away from that, let's do health-related stories. The Rotary Club International has joined forces with the Ghana Health Service to raise awareness about polio eradication in Africa. As part of this effort, they advocate for an End Polio Now campaign.
World Polio Day is celebrated every October 24 to recognize the global efforts to eradicate polio and the progress made towards a polio-free world. This special day was established by Rotary International to emphasize the importance of vaccinating children and preventing the disease. Assistant Governor Chair for the National Polio Plus Committee, Gertrude Adjo Akpalu, emphasized the need for a collaborative approach, urging everyone to get on board to finally eliminate polio.
Ending polio, eradicating polio is our #1 priority. So we work in collaboration with the Ministries of Health, Ghana Health Service, expanded program on immunization, with our WHO Global Polio Eradication Initiative partners, which is World Health Organization, UNICEF, the Gates Foundation, Gavi, and then also US CDC. We work together, collaborate in terms of advocacy, increasing awareness, in terms of conducting immunization programs in collaboration with the Ghana Health Service EPI program from the national down to the community level. And also, as Rotarians and Rotaractors, we donate to the Rotary Foundation Annual Fund Polio Plus, and that money goes towards all the support to eradicate polio from our world.
The Deputy Chief Administration Manager at the expanded program on immunizations of the Ghana Health Service, Dominic Kwaku Nkrumah, urged parents to get their children involved in the polio vaccination exercise. This is a crucial step in protecting them against polio, a highly infectious disease that can cause paralysis and even death.
Thanks to the unwavering dedication of health workers, community leaders, and parents, Ghana has made remarkable progress. We have successfully implemented comprehensive vaccination campaign that have protected millions of children across the country. Today, we call all Ghanaians to join hands in the critical mission. Let us educate our communities about the importance of vaccination and the role it plays in keeping our children safe from polio.
Polio vaccination is essential to prevent the spread of polio, especially in areas where the disease is still prevalent. The vaccine has been instrumental in eliminating wild polio virus in many countries.
We are still on health. A medical doctor at Kwaye Bibrim Health Directorate, Dr. Rachel Lamte, is urging women not to fight breast cancer alone, encouraging them to seek support from healthcare professionals as soon as symptoms arise. Dr. Lamte's call to action aims to promote timely interventions and empower women to take charge of their breast health.
According to a report from the Directorate, many breast cancer patients typically try to manage their conditions independently, only seeking medical attention when it is advanced. At a breast cancer screening event organized by the Ghana Oil Palm Development Company in Achimkwai, Dr. Lamte emphasized the importance of early detection and treatment. He advised women that early detection significantly improves survival rate and treatment outcomes.
Breast cancer once no musa breast cancer no enye ebusremu kan bi keke na mu ade a yare e wo ho nti yetipo a yedi breast cancer ne say early detection saves life na chese hu ne ntem a yetumi so anu ntem afezu so no one should face breast cancer alone na chese ye wo ahomboa e de man obi biara obenya breast cancer hu insem na problem ni bi yaye crowd say pese boa sa nipa no na chese ono nko anu he is not alone na mum owo nidaso e wo hono nti anu nti na ye program we ya chechre mba no senia omobeye breast examination nwiamo mbehu omunufu mu a no no ebedan edi ama omu se oso mutu anamon eko hospital.
The Public Relations Officer for Ghana Oil Palm Development Company, Andrew Ando Enyam, announced that the company is providing free breast cancer screening for all residents in the municipality. Additionally, GOPDC will cover the medical expenses of anyone diagnosed with breast cancer during the screening. This initiative aims to promote good health among female employees and community members.
Na jumadia yedi na ndenso no the month of October no yede expert aba efi Kwabibrim municipal health directorate yewo 25 community clinic omo ha a omo hwe se omo screening ama titru ye mba no a anufu mu kokra no ha omo no na free NGO BSika yewani som se workers no bia ba be hwe screening no ba be ni screening yenjiska bia na se o check wie na se how bi ewo nanufu ni mu a obetun dia bae 25 clinic and so the beko clinic bia ewo ye mantamu ha na ka bia wo hu bia no GOPDC ya crowd se ye be hwe na yatua.
Away from health, now on education, the CEO of the RAN Foundation, Dr. Rosemond Abwaji, has emphasized the importance of reading for students, stating that it is the foundation of education. While inaugurating a fully funded library at Gomwa Nyenyano Kakraba, AME Zion, she shared that her outreach tour revealed the school's need for a library, prompting her to take action.
In today's fast-paced, technology-driven world, reading remains a vital skill that can transform the lives of students. Developing a habit of reading not only improves academic performance, but also fosters personal growth, social skills, and long-term success. Reading is considered the foundation of academic success by improving comprehension and critical thinking. Reading also broadens perspectives, fostering empathy, tolerance, and emotional intelligence. The Chief Executive Officer of the RAN Foundation, Dr. Rismond Abuaje, emphasizes the significance of reading for students.
Books, dear, when be and Kaya, Sunny India woman, and be show Chimoda. Into books need dear back. On so 1 year old, on Pemre, a god dear yet de, or more yet de. So Pemre edits Nasa Edishia, the Edikin Kaya, and my webby would be a Mawisha de who ever yet.
Co-partner of RAN Foundation, Dr. Collins Osei Cranton, highlighted the importance of proper maintenance during the inauguration of the fully funded library at Gomwani Nyano Kakraba, AME Zion. He urged school authorities to prioritize prompt repairs, replacement, and protection from vandalism and damage.
Books and books. One of the ways meet me and maintain is one people here obey librarian. They are very responsible for this. So it is an appeal. They must say next year now we expect they will get a librarian, somebody will be sitting here all the time.
The headmistress of the school, Agnes Arthur, expressed heartfelt gratitude to key partners for their generous support and donations, particularly the fully funded library. She assured the library will remain in excellent condition and continue to benefit students.
School be a library no but net school in Sipi nti se nne nyame adom na RAN Foundation any Rotary Club at the fair we have by say yensa na ye ni gisam na at the park ba boy school kwala na ye nya de mpanifo nyina ni ade nti ye shamo bon so say ye da bre ye ndia na sa ye ba hwe so na botaye na nso a omoto ba kan yensa ya masa botaye esi.
Let's now do some regional stories. The Youth Association of Dunkwanofe in the Central Regions Upper Ventura East has staged a protest against their chief Nana Okofrobo Obinia Contested for selling the St. James Catholic Primary School Park to a private developer. The sale has left students without a training ground for their inter-school games competition, forcing them to use a lorry route.
The peaceful protest turned tense when alleged higher tax attacked the protesters after they presented their petition to the Chief's Palace Secretary. However, police intervention prevented further escalation. The youths petitioned the Queen Mother, Nana Ama Ayunsiasa III, the Upper Dintra East Municipal Assembly, and the Ghana Education Service, seeking a reversal of the Chief's decision. According to Mami Jama, a youth association member, the park services as a vital community space for sports and events.
Yes, you to mean to know what to try no my woman, I say. Young man, my brother, young to me, yeah. I didn't say, yes, you woman, and yes,
Kwabena Adepa, a protester, strongly believes that the chief's plan to convert the park into a recreational center is a misplaced priority. He points out that Dunk already has a community social center that has been abandoned and is now deteriorating. Instead of using the park, Adepa suggests that the chief should focus on renovating the existing social center.
Yes, it is over the Naso Bukuya dia, Nana, Nana, also a new TV free. Also project. Obina called your respect to your boo. But Omu go on it here. Young Pessia Sadiano. Obini video.
The chairman of the Dunkwa Youth Association, Bright Kojoata, speaking to Globe News Samolado, noted that if the ongoing issue regarding the sale of St. James Catholic Primary School Park is not resolved to the community satisfaction, they will take the matter to court.
The authorities. Guarantee
Are you still watching our main news bulletin for this morning? Still to come, the University of Ghana has launched an innovative plastic valorization fuel facility in Osu to tackle plastic waste. More stories coming up right after the break this day. Welcome back. Now, the University of Ghana has launched an innovative plastic valorization fuel facility in the Osu community, tackling plastic waste management by transforming plastics into fuel. This groundbreaking initiative promotes sustainability and environmental conservation and provides residents, including fisher folk, access to fuel for daily activities like powering outboard motors.
The facility uses a process called photocatalytic valorization, which utilizes solar energy to break down plastics into chemicals and fuels. The type of fuel produced depends on factors like temperature and carrying conditions during production, as explained by Professor David Adonono, by Professor David Dodo Ahin, Director of the Institute of Applied Science and Technology at the University of Ghana. This pioneering project set a remarkable example for waste management and sustainable energy solutions in Ghana, showcasing the potential for innovative technologies to drive positive change.
We are looking at the plastic waste, converting it into different forms. One of the ways that we have done is to convert it into fuel. So we can get petrol, diesel, gas, whatever out of the plastic waste. We want to show that waste is a problem, but we can find some solutions to it. So this project is such that we take completely the plastic waste out of the environment and then convert it into something that you can also use. The reason why we came to the beach side is twofold. We are looking at the plastics that are on land and the plastic that are eventually entering into our ocean. At the times, the fisher folks have gone to sea, and most of the catch have actually been plastics instead of the fish that is needed.
The project will also incentivize fisher folks and community members to collect plastic waste within the community and along the shores, promoting a cleaner environment and fostering community involvement in waste management.
We have people in the whole value chain who collect the waste. We have people who bring us the waste, and we took them through the waste separation, how to segregate the waste, how to wash them, how to dry them, how to cut them into smaller units. So there are various people in the value chain who collect the waste and then bring it, and then you have some money that comes to you, and then people who will sell to the producers of the fuel.
Osu Alata Manche New Kwabena Boni the fifth encouraged the youth of Osu Alata to take advantage of the opportunities provided by Valo Plastic.
In other stories, the General Agricultural Workers Union has demanded urgent action from the government to remove the managing director of irrigation company of Upper Region, Dr. Bonaventure, from office. Dr. Bonaventure is reportedly yet to hand over this fight directive from the chief of the staff at the presidency. During the protest at the premises of the company, the workers, who were joined by farmers from the Tono irrigation scheme, said Dr. Bonaventure continued stay in office was a breach of the law and also affected the operations of the company.
A letter from the Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Brian Champon, granting Dr. Aligban 3-month extension, post-retirement extension, was conveyed to him electronically by Honorable Stephen Yakubu. Dr. Aligban rejected the mode of delivery as unacceptable and maintained that he had not received the letter. Meanwhile, he was forced to pay himself salary for the 3 months which he was granted in that same letter, using internally generated funds. Honorable Stephen Yakubu then subsequently printed hard copies of that letter and delivered same through a messenger to Dr. Aligban. Dr. Aligban has since remained in office, claiming that he has not received the letter and has therefore not handed over his office. We submit ourselves to supporting the board and the regional minister to resolve this matter once and for all.
In his tenure, we have experienced the worst ever productivity. Down, farmers are crying. He came and met ICO, and he will leave, and ICO will grow, and productivity of the farmers will increase. The country will get more food.
He has got a gymnastic style of management.
We are together.
Divide and rule management. So we want him to go because he will go to board and say a different thing. When he comes to staff, we are suffering. He has a different plan altogether.
We have a calendar, cropping calendar. Since he came, that calendar has been squashed. Rice cultivation is a timely one. If you crop and meet the Harmattan season, you are dead. And for him, he doesn't care whether we meet whatever climate. He wants his money.
On the international front, Commonwealth leaders say time has come for a discussion on slavery reparations to stay. Our Commonwealth leaders, ending a week-long summit in Samoa, said on Saturday the time had come for a discussion on whether Britain should commit to reparations for its role in the transatlantic slave trade. Slavery and the threat of climate change were major themes for representatives of the 56 countries in the group, most with roots in Britain's empire, at the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting that began in the Pacific Islands nation on Monday.
The time has come for a discussion on whether Britain should commit to reparations for its role in the transatlantic slave trade. That's what leaders of Commonwealth nations said in a joint statement on Saturday as they wrapped up a week-long biannual summit in Samoa, though Britain has long rejected calls for financial compensation for nations affected by slavery.
Noting the calls for a discussion on reparatory justice.
At a news conference, Commonwealth Secretary-General Patricia Scotland read out the statement, noting the issue's importance to the group's 56 members, who are mostly former British colonies.
The time has come for a meaningful, truthful and respectful conversation towards forging a common future based on equity.
Victims of what's called blackbirding were also included in the statement. That's a term for people from places such as the Pacific Islands being deceived, coerced or kidnapped to work on plantations. The statement did not mention what form reparations should take.
So we agreed a plan here in Samoa to boost investment across the Commonwealth.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer told a separate news conference that the summit's reparation discussions have not been about money. With the climate crisis the other concern topping the group's agenda, the Commonwealth leaders also issued their first Oceans Declaration on Saturday. It agrees that a nation's maritime boundaries should remain fixed, even if climate change. The time has come for a discussion on whether Britain should commit to reparations for its role in the transatlantic slave trade. That's what leaders of Commonwealth nations said in a joint statement.
We have 40 days to the election and we are your election court. But before we end the news, let's take a recap of the top stories. The Ghana Police Service and the Ghana Armed Forces are working together to ensure peace and security in Boko following a chieftaincy-related gun battle. And also you had Ghanaian journalists undergo training to strengthen their understanding of governance and anti-corruption initiatives. And on the international front, Commonwealth leaders say time has come for discussion on slavery reparations. That's how we wrap up with the bulletin of this morning. I am Sandra BOAHEN. Up next is ACSA. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We do appreciate it.